Everybody is just concerned with the Lamborghini payment, what they're going to pay for the car every single month. But honestly, there are so many other costs that you really need to watch out for as soon as you jump into a Lamborghini. Nobody talks about the hidden costs that come after you buy the car. And honestly, some of these surprise me way more than the monthly payment itself. So after owning my Lamborghini, here are 5 costs and realities that nobody really warned me about. So number 1 is going to be the ceramic brakes. So this one is going to be a bit of an upside down one. A lot of people think that brakes on a Lamborghini are extremely expensive, and yes, they definitely are. But the biggest thing that you need to know about Lamborghini ceramic brakes, especially the ones that I have here in a Huracan Evo Spyder, is the fact that I will probably never have to change these brakes in my entire life. So I never actually thought about this, but there are obviously 2 different kinds of brakes that you could get on a Lamborghini. If the vehicle came with ceramic brakes, those brakes can actually last you a very, very long time. Now, when I drive the car, I purely 80% of the time drive on highway miles. So by the time that I have to change the brakes on the Lamborghini, it's honestly not going to be until I hit 40,000 miles on the car. My car currently has 13,000, 14,000 miles on it. So I am way below that limit. And a lot of this does have to go in conjunction with the way that you drive. If you're somebody who does lean on the brakes a little bit too much, if you're doing a lot of stop and go traffic, city driving, which I will say that a Lamborghini is not really fun to drive in conditions like that. You want open space. A lot of the times whenever you're going to be driving the car, you are going to have that open space. So you're not going to be using the brakes a whole lot. My Honda Civic that I daily every single day, believe it or not, I am so away from the brakes on that car that I've never had to change the brakes on that car for even up to 88,000 miles. Granted, that is highway miles, but you can see that I personally do a pretty decent job of just using engine braking early. So by using that braking skill set on a Civic into a Lamborghini is going to also make sure that the brakes on the Lambo are going to last for a very long time. Again, whenever you have to replace these, it's going to be a lot. I personally have not gotten to that point yet, but my guess is pretty close to $15,000. If you ever do dream about getting a Lamborghini, just make sure it comes with ceramic brakes. Not only do they perform well, they have a really strong bite. You can stop on a dime, but they also can last for a very long time, and you will definitely get your money's worth, and you may never even have to change your brakes ever again. Also, before I get to the next one, we are 40 subscribers away from getting 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, I promise you'll be getting a ton of videos from me, a lot of value, a lot of content. So hit that subscribe button and let's get to the next one. Number 2 is going to be depreciation. I hear it all the time, even from my own family, from the extended side. Some will still go around saying that I made a really big financial mistake at my age buying a $300,000 car. But the thing that they don't see behind the scenes is the fact that the vehicle that I bought is going to be the last V10 naturally aspirated engine Lamborghini will probably ever make in this lifetime. So the value of these vehicles are either going to flatline or going to go up. So here's one huge thing to mention about supercars, Lambos in general, is the fact that whenever you're picking one, you need to take some time to pick the correct one. If you really want to make a quote-unquote smart financial decision whenever you're buying a Lambo, you definitely want to look into ones that are special edition ones. I'll give you an example. Again, the vehicle that I got, last V10, value is going to go up. It's a convertible, drop top, gives it a little bit of the special edition-ness, I guess you could say. But if you were somebody who got a really special Lambo, say for example, a Performante, a STO, maybe a Technica, or on the Aventador side, if you were somebody who got a Aventador S, or definitely a SV or SVJ, those special edition Lambos and special edition supercars in general are going to be ones that are going to go up in value. The more you give it time, the less miles you kind of put on it, you can definitely best bet that they're going to go up. We're living in a time where we're being pushed into electrifying cars. So this is going to be a bit of an end of an era that is never going to come back around again. But this was one thing that completely changed my perspective on exotic cars. Most people think buying a Lamborghini means the value instantly crashes, but that's not the case. depending on which Lamborghini you buy, it's not always true. The Lamborghini that I have actually went up in value by about 5 to 10 grand. It's a bit fluctuating around that range. Some days is a bit lower. Some days it's also a little bit more. But the thing to keep in mind is that the replacement for this car and the replacement for your future supercar is going to be something you have to look out for or look down the road for. The replacement for this car is going to be a Temerario. It's a V8 twin turbo hybrid system. Sounds like shit in my opinion, but it is a really strong performing car. But for reasons like that, the value of my vehicle will also hold flatline and will most definitely appreciate given enough time. A third one is going to be vehicle storage. So one of the things that delayed my Lamborghini purchase was the fact that I don't currently have a garage yet in the area that I'm living at for right now. So the more that time is kind of going on, a lot of vehicle storage places, especially in densely populated areas such as Boston, are starting to pop up right outside the city. But vehicle storage can be something that is not going to be cheap at all. Keep in mind, whenever you do store your vehicle during the wintertime, which is going to be the vast majority, you do have to trickle charge the car. Your storage place that you get definitely should have a plug where you can draw power into the car so that the battery does not go flat. Anytime you're not driving a supercar, or especially the car that I have, for more than 2 weeks, you have to trickle charge the car or else the battery will go flat. I personally, even in the winter, will still drive my car, shoot content with it on the better days. So for my last winter that I had, I was able to get past through it with no issues at all. But a big thing that people don't realize with a Lamborghini is that even if you park it in your neighborhood, it's going to draw a lot of attention to not only your car, but even your own house and your own security, your own privacy. So that is things that you kind of have to consider. But then I will say that once you get the Lamborghini, once you get all those things that you were dreaming about, the next thing that I wanted to do, and probably a lot of other people would want to do, is just kind of have their own space, because all the attention you get whenever you're just trying to go for a drive can be a little bit overwhelming for a lot of people, especially people who just like to get things done and mind their own business on some certain days. So it's great to just kind of have a nice secured vehicle storage place. But one of the things you kind of have to watch out for is that this is going to be a additional cost. My cost for storage, I got into a really lucky place. I'm only paying about $200 a month, so it's not that bad at all for me. But if you go to a more premium place where you may definitely want to keep your vehicle in the most secure area, the most climate controlled area possible, then be prepared for that cost to be pretty close to $600, $700 per month. But this is especially important if you are somebody who wants to make sure that you do proper battery maintenance, have proper security, privacy from your own house and your own garage. You want climate control and also 24/7 access. So that is a hidden cost that many people don't talk about, but you do need to consider. Number 4 is going to be excise tax. So this may be different depending on which state you're in, maybe even whichever country. But here in the state that I'm in, we have to pay a thing called excise tax or road tax. If you buy a $300,000 car, your excise bill in the state that I'm in for the first year is going to be about $7,500 for just that first year. Granted, every year after that, it does go down. But if you are buying a brand new Lamborghini, this is going to be a huge thing that you need to watch out for. Definitely do your own research in the state that you're in to see if there's anything similar like this. The vehicle that I got is a 2020, so the excise bill for that vehicle was honestly not that bad at all, even though it was about $900. I knew it was going to be something that was coming, but $900 for excise bill on a Lambo is not that bad. But again, if I bought this car brand new, my excise bill would have been pretty close to $7,500. Again, just watch out for this one. Your state may be different, or it could be worse. It's almost a cost that nobody talks about when discussing exotic car ownership. And finally, number 5 is going to be the ecosystem around the car. Once you get the car, you do want to upgrade other things in your life. You do want to upgrade your car in general. I was owning the car for about 6 to 7 months now. And the first modification that I want to do, even though the car is already extremely loud, you can never get enough sound out of the V10 engine. Sound is something that is Lamborghini. So here's a couple things about the ecosystem costs of the car that you may not initially realize, but you may want to get during the course of the first year of the ownership. PPF is one huge thing. Any supercar, you should definitely get full PPF in my opinion. I was lucky, my car already came with precise laser cut PPF. You can't even tell the vehicle had it. It's full PPF around the whole car, and it's a huge peace of mind. There are going to be a lot of rock chips that hit the hood of the car, and PPF is also self-healing, so it's amazing to have that. Not only that, whenever you have a Lambo, you're going to have a lot of people at car meets, at shows, really close to the car. They're going to be really emotional seeing the car and not realize that their zipper on their pants or their sweater. I once was at a car meet and somebody dropped ice cream on the car. Don't ask, I didn't see it. But that's just some of the things you kind of have to watch out for. Another thing to consider is going to be wheel and tire and windshield protection. When you go on rallies, when you go on supercar rallies, you're going to be with 50 other supercars that are all going to have extremely sticky tires that are going to be throwing up rock chips like crazy onto your car. So not only is your hood going to get hit, but your windshield is also going to get hit. So I always recommend making sure you get windshield protection warranty as a extended package whenever you're purchasing the car. And wheel and tire is also going to be a big one depending on the area that you live in. But the wheel and tires of these cars are also not cheap at all. The area that I live in is full of potholes, especially during the springtime. So windshield, PPF, ceramic coating is also one to keep the car cleaner and make it easier to clean. But PPF, ceramic coat, I got wheel and tire package, windshield included. And a lot of people, especially going forward as these cars are going to be detuning their exhaust a little bit, you're going to want to upgrade your exhaust system too. I personally want to save up a little bit or wait a little bit to get Gintani or Gintani exhaust, one that can kind of shoot flames and have that tune and all that. That is going to cost me pretty close to $10,000 to $15,000. I will be keeping the car for a long time, so I do plan on kind of waiting to get that a little bit. You're also going to get your windows tinted, which honestly isn't that much, but that is going to be a additional cost that you're going to get after you get your car. And I will say, window tint is something you're not going to want to pass on because it does help a ton with just kind of maintaining privacy within the car. Whenever I didn't have window tint my first week of owning the car, I could just feel the eyes glaring straight through the window, and it got a little bit annoying. The window tint just helps kind of maintain that privacy whenever you're driving the car to just kind of enjoy the moment. But none of these are technically required, but almost every owner eventually starts doing them, especially the exhaust. You tell yourself, I'm keeping the car stock, and then suddenly you're watching titanium exhaust videos at 1 a.m. The ecosystem around the car becomes its own category of spending. But honestly, even after all this, I still don't regret buying the car because owning a Lamborghini is really a special experience. And the funny thing is, some of these costs I feared the most ended up not being the biggest problems at all.